we are going to have a seminar on antibiotics in COVID, and I will be interacting after you watch this. This will be antibiotics in COVID, and we have participants, Dr. S. Arul Raj, who is the president of Association of Physicians of India, and we have Dr. Muhammad Tariq Alam, who is professor and head of medicine at Bangladesh Medical College. And then we have Dr. Jamal Chaudhry, who is at Dhaka Medical College, and he is also at the Bangladesh Medical Association, and he is an ophthalmologist. Our discussion today is that can antibiotics be a game changer? If yes, in which patients? And for that, first we will like to listen to Dr. Tariq Alam, what is his experience. And then we will have an interaction between us, and I will ask Dr. Arul Raj to intervene. So first of all, let me introduce Dr. Tariq Alam. He is a professor in the Department of Internal Medicine in Bangladesh Medical College.
It's a non-government medical college, first established in Bangladesh. Actually.
Yes, it's a government medical college. We'd like to listen to his experience in doxycycline and ivermectin in COVID patients.
Well, the start is actually anecdotal. There was an oncology professor who was elderly, who became positive, and she was referred by another colleague of mine. And I offered her hydroxychloroquine and azithromycin, which was at the time the regimen, and she refused to take the regimen. She said, "Give me something else." And I had just read the article of not Dr. Miss, from the Australian article about ivermectin causing decrease in viral load in 48 hours. So I offered her ivermectin, and we have been using ivermectin for so many years in Bangladesh for head lice and scabies. So I gave her the dose for the normal 200 micrograms per kg dose for a 60-year-old lady. And then I asked her whether she would like to take doxycycline instead of azithromycin. That would not cause any heart problem. So she agreed. And she took the medication. She was asymptomatic. And in 7 days she tested and she became negative. So that was the beginning. After that, we had the Indian students who had to come back because of evacuation from Bangladesh. So they had a date that, and in the meantime, 3 of them became positive. So there was a rush, and they came to me, "Sir, what we can do?" So I again offered them the medication, and because of the new regime, we contacted the Indian High Commission that we are giving them this. So the Indian High Commission gave us a green signal. So we gave them ivermectin, 200 micrograms per kg. Single dose and doxycycline for 10 days, and they were asymptomatic, and they also became negative before their evacuation. So from then the word of mouth had spread that Dr. Alam is still, I am treating patients with COVID. Whoever became positive in the hospital were referred to me, and I gave them medication with their consent. And in the meantime, we also had 3 or 4 patients who came with moderate symptoms but were admitted mistakenly, because we are not a COVID hospital. Non-COVID, we are supposed to take non-COVID patients only. So these patients we tested after we admitted them in an isolation ward, and then we tested them and they became positive. 2 had very high fever and very high, dry cough, and 1 had uncontrolled diabetes and 1 had severe diarrhea. So we gave them the medication, and they were offered to go to the government hospital, but they deferred and they went home. So we followed up every day, and in 48 hours we said that the diarrhea was gone, the fever had come down, the cough was 50% less. And from then we have almost 100 patients now. Still, I've come on media. Almost 100 patients we have given the medication, and everyone, not almost 100% of the patients have said that they are having good results and less symptoms. And the problem is difficulty in testing. You don't have that many kits, so the negative report is still pending for many patients, but 100% of them are symptom free.
So, Dr. Arul Raj, I would like you to comment on this.
See how thanks to Professor Alam for an excellent, study that you have done in Bangladesh, and I was also too keen to learn how this concept of putting an antibiotic against an antiviral has to be done, because antibiotics are usually antibacterial. How is it that idea that an antibiotic can be used against a virus, and how an anti-parasitic drug, ivermectin, can be, because I have started reading about this for 2-3 months, and sparse information was coming that ivermectin can be used, but doxycycline can be used. But on a human trial, I could read that yours is the first one. I would like to learn from you, sir.
So idea of this, thanks for the question. The idea of using ivermectin came from the Australian article from Monash University. And we have been using ivermectin, and I didn't give any toxic dose. So I just gave the same dose that we use for head lice or scabies, 200 micrograms. And doxycycline, I had written an article in different pharmacological journal that it works as antiviral. It has anti-cytokine activity, which is interleukin-1, has immunomodulatory effect, and it also chelates the zinc channel, which is needed for the virus to get inside the cell. So that thing, and it was not cardiotoxic, and the bilateral infiltrates, which looks like atypical pneumonia. So I thought that it might help. So that's how I make the two combinations. It's just an observation.
Yes, that's a very laudable idea. You could appreciate any side effects between this combination, because as KK Agarwal said, the common combination SCQS and azithromycin, commonly the QTC is being prolonged, and a lot of ventricular arrhythmias, even death have been reported. Would you appreciate any side effects with these combinations?
The problem I was apprehending was whether patients would have gastritis or esophagitis. So I had asked them to take the doxycycline once a day. I didn't give it twice a day. And I told them to take it in full stomach and sit up for at least 30 minutes after they took the medication. And I had given a prokinetic domperidone before the doxycycline, just to make sure that they didn't have gastritis. So otherwise, I didn't have any side effects.
We should thank our Bangladesh colleagues, Jamal and Alam, as well as our Indian team leader, Dr. KK, for an excellent discussion on the role of antibiotics in COVID. And this, the initial observational study from Bangladesh has thrown open a very important treatment modality with two least toxic drugs, and they have proved that the patients can become negative.
Doxycycline is, first day we normally give 200 milligram, then 100 milligram daily, and you can give it for 10 days. Doxycycline, can we give it to asymptomatic COVID patient? Yes, he is COVID, asymptomatic or symptomatic. Even if he is asymptomatic, he may have some poshy symptoms, some minor symptoms. And how can I identify which one is better, azithromycin or doxycycline? Doxycycline is yet not approved in India by any protocol, but on a case-to-case basis, where azithromycin cannot be given, you can give it. And doxycycline, in any way, you need to cover every patient of COVID with one antibiotic to cover atypical bacteria and atypical organisms. Their doxycycline always will be better than azithromycin. The next question is that in India, is anybody using doxycycline and ivermectin? Now, there are studies of doxycycline which people have used it in malaria, used it in atypical pneumonia, and they have also used this in dengue fever. And there are cases, reports available where people are using doxycycline in COVID infection, specifically as an alternative to azithromycin. But I am not aware any structural trial whether it is taking place or not. Thank you for joining with us.